Many people often want to make their own mini games, and unfortunately not all people know the basic commands to do so. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how those commands can be written, and I'm going to show you how to implement them into your own builds, as well as maybe even use them in combination with one another to create your own mini games. Now, in order to get a structure block in the first place, you're going to have to go to your chat. Then I'll go to chat, I'll press X, and then my keyboard pops up. I'm going to put in slash, it's forward slash. I'm going to give @s, which is myself. And I'm going to go ahead and type in command block. So I'm going to go ahead and press R2, which is enter. And you see that right to the left here. We have a command block selected, so we're going to press R2 on that. And a command block pops up in your inventory. If it doesn't pop up for you, you're going to have to go to your settings, and you're going to have to go to make sure that you have activate cheats on and command blocks. Okay, so the first command is going to be a teleport command, as I was saying. Just to have some basic organization. It's good to have a basic set of organization when coming to command blocks. So for instance, I'm going to make this like /teleport. That is going to be the command. I'm going to set it to impulse because I only want it to happen once. And this needs redstone. The condition is unconditional. What this means is if it's conditional, that means that the last command block, if I had a chain of 2 command blocks, would have to be successful in order to pass it on to the next one, and they both have to be facing the same way. So this one worked because it's facing up. In order to face them the same way, it's pretty easy. Just go ahead and do that. Alrighty, so this is going to be the /teleport command. I'm going to go ahead and go to my command input. I'm going to type in a /TP. Now you see on the interface, we see that @p is the nearest player, and with the nearest player, targets, well, the nearest player, and @self, it won't work with this command block because the command block is the one executing the command and not me. So @self does not work if you are trying to make it to where you have a button and you press it and that person that pressed it gets teleported. Unfortunately, that's not how it works in Bedrock, but we use @p for this. So we're going to go do @p. Then we're going to put in our x, y, and z coordinates to wherever we want them to be teleported to. This is just a layout again, so I'm going to, let's say I want to be teleported onto this block of redstone. I have my coordinates in my top left of my screen. It reads 168, 1102. I'm going to go ahead and go to the teleport. So just like that. And there we go. That's our layout. So now we can cover this up if you want to clean up your builds. And you can add a button to it. It works with a lever as well. Works with any button in the game, and also pressure plates. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. But the reason why it did not work is because it...
Sorry guys, I forgot to switch it to unconditional.
Okay, so I go ahead and press it, and it teleports me to this block. And the reason why it teleported me to this block is because I got the coordinates from the top left and was able to teleport to this block. You can do this with any coordinates. It should work pretty well. I use this all the time. It's probably one of my basic commands that I ever use. And for instance, this one has a TP command. But we'll probably start venturing right now into harder, more complex teleport commands. And in this case, it's going to be a Spectate Portal. Well, it's not really spectating, but it's more of just a custom portal that I've made. So here's an example of this and what it does. I'm going to go ahead and break a couple blocks here. I'm going to go ahead and go to my Spectate Portal. And this is a portal, believe it or not. I'm going to walk into it, and it teleports me. You see in the top left, it says you've been teleported to these coordinates. I can also go back to the place I was just at, or I can go back to my spawn. I'm going to go back to the place I was just at. That's what it does. So you can make your own custom portals. We're going to get into that right now. Okay, for your custom portals, you're going to need to have a command block again. What you can do, you can have any type of command block, doesn't matter. I suggest placing it face up. So just like that, we're going to go into it, and we're going to change the block type to repeat. Once it's done so, it should turn purple like this. And this means the command block will repeat, and right now it needs redstone, so it will repeat for however long it has a redstone charge. For instance, this is infinitely repeating. This can be dangerous in some builds because you could teleport lock yourself, and that would not be good because you would have to, if you get stuck, you would have to do /game rule. Command block. Command block's enabled. And you'd have to turn that to false. And then you'd press R2 after that. But I'm not going to do that because I have a lot of command blocks in this world right now. But that is how you get yourself out of a teleport lock. Not many people know how to get themselves out of that. It can be insanely bad for your world because obviously you'll get trapped on a certain spot. You'll be infinitely teleported, and well, if that happens to be somewhere very far away from your command block, you wouldn't be able to destroy it. So that is a way to prevent that from happening. How we set up our portal, I'm going to go ahead and make it like this, as so. You can decide your portal however you want it to be, but generally it's easier if it's in a square shape. For instance, you might be looking at me, it's not a square shape. Well, I'm talking about the inside, not the outside. You can decorate however you wish. So we're gonna make a simple portal that teleports whoever is standing inside this area to, let's go ahead and do this block. Now, ideally, you can have them teleport anywhere you'd like. I'm just gonna pick that for a random example. Your portal can be as big as you want it to be. That's you can have it like wide. You can have it wider. You can have it go down beneath. It's fine. All you need to do is get the coordinates of this and this spot. So how you get the coordinates of these two spots? There's two ways you can do it. Your coordinates in your top left of your screen. So for instance, mine say 99, 68, 1100. I'm standing on this block here. It's reading the block that's right here. It's reading this block's orientation. So what Y level I'm at, aka this plane or surface, is 68. The one below me that I'm standing on is 67. Now, when you're doing commands, most people get tripped up by this, but if I were to do this, for example, my commands here, don't mind the command, we'll get to that later, but the command here says 99, 67, which is actually below me, and 1103. So whatever you do in this chat is going to be targeting the block below you. Remember that. But as for now, how to get the coordinates of these two blocks, I can get the coordinates of what I'm standing on right now. So I'm at Y level 70 and I want the block below me. So I'm going to subtract 1 from my middle number. So it's going to be 99, 69, and it seems that I forgot the last number, so I'm going to go ahead and press R2. And it's very good to log your coordinates in chat because you can always go back to see them. So it looks like I'm standing at 1104, so I'm going to go to 1104. for those of you that are new to this chat room and commands, how I was able to bring up my last message is I press up on my D-pad. And I can scroll through my previous messages. So now I have the coordinates of the first block. I just need to make sure I know where that second block is. So we're going to go ahead and go to our repeat command input. We're going to go /TP. We're going to do at everyone because we want to target everyone that's in that radius. And we're going to target everyone within a specific bound. So this is these brackets represent conditions that the player are in. To help you better understand them, I can type in x, y, and z equals. You will need commas between these, so keep that in mind. You do not need comma in the beginning or the end. Now we're going to target someone that is standing at this x, y, and z level. Ideally, we would want this x, y, and z level, this block, and we have that written down. It's going to be 99, 69, 1104. So we're going to go ahead, equals 99, and then for the y value, 69, and then for the z, 1104. Now you might be thinking, isn't it just that block and not this block or any of these? It is for now, but how we're going to expand this is we're going to write difference in x, difference in y, and difference in z. So to represent that, we're going to go ahead and press an extra comma because we are going to add some more. So dx, we're going to do equals, which is difference in x, and then we're going to do comma, difference in y equals, and difference in z equals. And if you have trouble seeing this, or if your commands go past this boundary, you can always press this plus sign and it expands. So it's a nice helpful tip. Now for a dx, dy, and dz, we need to find out the difference between this block and this block. So what is the difference between this block and this block? Well, it goes 1 this way, and it goes 2 up this way, but it stays the same in this column. So what I mean by that is if I look at my top left of my screen, I'm going to move to the right one. The value that changed was the x value. It changes from this block, 99 to 98. So now, 99 to 98, we're going to do a difference of 1. And specifically negative 1. It has to be negative 1. Because if you don't do negative 1, it's going to think that you want the coordinate at 100, which would be this way. So now we have 1, and we look at this block. It changes by a y level of 1, 2. And just to check that, I can go ahead and stand on this block, subtract 1 from my y level. It looks like it's 72 right now, but it's going to be 71. And the y level of my block down here is 70, so 70 minus 1 is 69. So it goes from 69 to 71. It's going to be a difference of 2, and it's going to be positive 2 because we're adding 2. So it goes 1, 2. If you do negative 2, it will go 1, 2 to this block. We don't want that. We would want this one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go equals 2. And the difference in z, well, the z is our last coordinate. And from, it's not moving, so this is when we're moving forward and backwards. If we move forward, our z changes. If we move backward, our z changes. Left and right, x. And then up and down, y. So all we need to do is stand in our portal, and that's going to be our other coordinate, 1104. Because it is in the column of 1104, if we move to the right, it's tracking all of this. It's tracking what column we are in. Right now we are in 1101. If I move to the left, it's tracking all of this, which is 1102. We can do some basic math and call this 1103 and 1104. So we're going to put in 1104, and since that does not change, we see that we have it here. we're going to put a difference in z as 0. This means as x negative 1, y up 2, and it doesn't move forward or backward any. Now, ideally, you can, if you want to, have a cubed portal. That would require you to increase your z value or decrease it, or either your x or z, depending on which way you're facing. And but yeah, this is a basic 2 by 3 looks like portal, a custom portal. And I'm going to go ahead and break these two blocks. I do not need them anymore. I already have my difference in x and y. Okay, and now we need the coordinates of this block. So we're going to stand on it. And we don't want to teleport inside the block, so we're not going to subtract 1 from our y. So it looks like 97, 69, 1097. So we're going to add space, 97, 69, 1097. So this command will now teleport the user with these certain requirements to x, y, z. We do not need x equals y equals z equals because we already have the teleport command, because the teleport is naturally targeting a x, y, and z. The reason why we needed it for these is because we are looking at certain requirements. Great, so now I have my place I want to be sent to, and I have my requirements for the player. Must be met, aka stepping inside the portal, and they'll be teleported to those coordinates. It's slash teleporting at every player, so it looks good. The redstone needs to be always active if you want an always active portal. However, if you want a portal that will only turn on at certain times, you can leave it as needs redstone and make a redstone machine to turn it on. For instance, if you decided to have a machine that would only turn on if a user pressed a button for a certain amount of time or activated a lever, you can do that quite easily. And let me get a lever out so I can show you. Now I can press it on the command block. It needs redstone, and this will provide redstone. It is unconditional because there is no other command blocks under it. So now we're going to go ahead and flick the lever, and our portal should be on. We should teleport over there. Here's the test. There we go. It was a success. Now if you want your portals to always be running, you can delete this lever here, and you can make it always active. So now our portal is always active. And it teleports anyone that's inside these bounds. You can make your portals as big as you want, as wide as you want, or even make it into a cube. But these are just the basic commands that I use. Okay, and if you want to not have a portal anymore, simply just destroy it, because these will not work. If I were to just destroy these, I will still get teleported. Now, it's always good to outline your portal. I just lost it because I just deleted it. But if you don't outline your portal, maybe your users won't know it is a portal, or it will lead to confusion when coming to certain things that you want your portal to have. So maybe you accidentally mistyped, and now the portal teleports anyone that's like also here and inside this block, and that's no good. You usually want it to be pretty clean and inside the blocks. So I'm going to go ahead. So now I'm going to be showing you how to target specific players that have been certain places and have commands only work for them. So we need to use slash tag. How to use slash tag? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and place it down. I'm going to type in to the box slash tag. I'm going to give the nearest person, because I don't want to give everyone a tag. Unless you want to give everyone a tag, be careful with that. Because the tags will not go away unless you remove them. Now notice how I put brackets here. I want the player to meet a certain requirement. I'll mark it as such. So we need to get the coordinates of this block, as always. It's going to be 168, 1103. Of course, we don't want to get what's inside the block because, well, a radius of 1 would only target this. So we're going to get this coordinates 168, 1103. 168, 1103. And I like to put my numbers in first before I type in x equals y equals z equals, because sometimes I'll forget what the numbers are. I'll have to go back, and it gets pretty annoying. So I'm going to put x equals for x, then put comma, y equals, and put comma, z equals. Great. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we want a radius of 1, right? Ideally, you could do this with a difference in x value if you want a specific range. You could do this coordinate and type in dx, dy, and dz. Well, the dy wouldn't change. Just your dx and dz would change to this block. But we're going to make it easier on ourselves, and we're going to type in r equals 1. Mind you, radius counts for all angles, so be careful when doing radius. Oh, I forgot to type in that within the bounds. We're going to add a comma, put r equals, and then our radius, however wide we want our radius to be. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to, this is saying tag at the nearest player from these blocks, or from this block, within a radius of 1, so anyone that's standing around here, will have, so we're going to put in add, and we can name our tag. Add, let's do something funny here. Let's do Perry the Platypus. Or let's just do Perry for short. So now I'm going to change this, make sure that I have that good organizational skills going for me. And of course you can add your own, you can name this whatever you'd like. If you are pretty okay at commands like me, I usually would just do, I'd probably do tag Perry.
Okay, I made a mistake here. Apologies, because I set this to impulse and always active. I actually meant to set it to repeat and always active so that it always keeps track of that position where the redstone block is. You'll see me panicking here trying to fix it, but I can do a little editing magic and go bam. Now let's get back to the video, shall we?
I'm going to go across here, and now we should have it. There we go, we see it. I have two tags, admin and Perry. Admin is just something I wrote for yourself. It's probably good to have a tag for any person that's helping you build your builds or mini games, so that when you're playtesting them, it doesn't kind of like screw you over. So for instance, this one is a clear inventory. I have it infinitely going on for anyone that is inside these bounds. And I've done so with radius, and I'll go ahead and go into here if you want to know the command. It says slash clear, so this clears at every item infinitely because it is a repeat that is always active and it is unconditional. And it clears everyone's radius, or everyone's items within a radius of 50 blocks from itself because we did not add a X, Y, or Z. And notice how I said tag admin, but there's a little exclamation point right here. And I actually have the tag of regular admin. I don't have a exclamation point. So this is known as what's called an accept. So this does it for everyone that is not an admin. This can be really good for people that are trying to help you build so that, obviously my inventory isn't clearing right now because I have the tag of admin. If I were to remove it, then it would clear my inventory infinitely. You can, of course, give yourself admin or not give yourself admin. You can name the admin whatever you want. Just make sure that you have a exclamation point set to some commands that could be potentially dangerous. So now that we have the tag of Perry, we can now target specific players that have the tag of Perry, and those that don't have it, it won't work for them. So for instance, I'm going to go ahead and set a teleport command.
Really simple teleport command. Teleport at the nearest player. And we want to target people that have the tag of parry. So I'm going to go ahead and do parry. So to do so, I need to set my bounds, which are these brackets here. And I usually do square brackets. I'm not sure if circular brackets or curly brackets work, but I usually do square.
I'm going to do tag equals, and I'm going to do parry. And make sure that the capitalization is on point because it does matter. Okie dokie, so now that I have the tag of parry, I'm going to go ahead and teleport myself right above this block. Now what the squigglies mean is they are your current coordinates of the person that is giving the command. So for instance, this block, command block, is giving the command, and it's going to teleport me inside this block. Now, I wouldn't want that. What that would look like is, well, this, and I would kind of bounce up. If I want it to be a little bit cleaner, or if I want it to be teleported like 2 blocks above this block, this is very helpful. I can go into here. This represents my y coordinate, this represents my x, so this is x, y, and z. So the squigglies mean current. So current x, current y, current z. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 to y. So now it is taking the coordinates of this block and adding y up by 2. So 1, 2. It's going to teleport me inside that block, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that. Or if I wanted to teleport on top of that block, I would just add 3. This also works for under, left, right of, forward, or back from. All you need to do is change the x, y, and z. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that everything's right. So basically it's teleporting the nearest player with the tag of parry, and it won't work for anyone else that does not have parry. It's going to teleport me up by 1, 2, on top of that block. Here we go. Here we go. Now, if you want a specific player to be within a radius of this block for it to work, we're going to go ahead and go to our boundaries, comma, r equals. We're going to do, let's say, a radius of 10. So now they have to be within a radius of 10 of this block when it is activated for it to work. And they have to have tag of parry. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. I'm within 10 blocks, so I get teleported up here. Now, for instance, if I do a radius of 1, and I'm not close enough, yet even though I have the tag of parry, it will not teleport me. So keep in mind, when doing radius, you make sure how far you know it goes. A quick reminder on how to kind of scale how far this goes is, well, a radius of 1 means 1 in front of it. A radius of 2 means 2 in front of it, 3, and so forth. It also means up and down, and it tracks in a circle. It can be kind of confusing when you get to higher numbers. So if you want to be specific with your commands, then I recommend the dx, dy, and dz method. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a command that only works for people that don't have parry. I'm going to get rid of this radius thing because I don't want a radius. Now it does the same command, but since I have parry, it does not work for me. I'm going to go ahead. Notice how it does not work. This is because the exclamation point next to parry, and it will work for anyone that doesn't have parry. So for proof, I can go to myself. I see that I have parry, and I can, at myself, remove, because I want to remove the tag, and remove parry. It removed tag parry from myself. And now I can list. I have only admin now, and I can press this, and I get teleported. So that's how you target specific players. This does work in combination to custom portals, as I showed you earlier. You can have it to where maybe someone gets to a secret area, maybe gets the tag of parry, like through this kind of system, where they run by and they get the tag, and then they can go through that portal. Um, if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to show you anything that's here that I've done, I won't be able to get to it in this video because it will be pretty long. But let me know if you guys want a part 2. I think this is pretty fun for me so far, being able to teach people how to use these things. But it also helps to see people that can also help me as well, because I have some kind of it takes sometimes you gotta think, you gotta really think. But I'll show you that in a later video if this one gets enough views anyway. I'll probably only ask for like 10 views.
Hey guys, it's me. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or want to gain some help on your worlds, you guys can contact me. I have Java edition and I also have PS4 edition. Right here on screen, I'm just running through some ideas that I've already built in my world. For instance, this one is a preview of the mini games that I'm going to be building / already have built. If you guys want to learn how to build this preview system, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. I am pretty relatively new to this, and I'm kind of just testing the waters with YouTube right now. Editing this video isn't really taking too long, so I can probably make more shorter videos. I didn't realize how long this video was going to be, but I guess it's all part of experience. Anyways, you guys have a good day, and thank you for watching.